Spring piston rifle fever!
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Spring Piston Rifle Fever. Today I'm going to be doing a basics of brake barrel, side lever, and under lever spring piston and gas piston rifles. That is a mouthful. I wanted to do this because I was getting some questions from some viewers on the parts of the air rifles and what to look for in their spring piston rifles. I thought it was only right to share with you everything that I have learned. I don't know everything, but I've learned quite a bit in the past 5 years that I really got into the brake barrel air rifles. So this is my Crosman Storm XT. It's also known as the XS19, Cisco 19, and I was just going to go over some of the basic parts of this. I also have a rifle below me that is taken apart, and I was going to show you the basic functions of a spring piston rifle. I want to share with you also, I don't know if I'm going to do it today. I might have to do this in parts because I have a lot of different things written down that I want to share with you. So these are going to be some elementary things. So here you got the barrel, then you got the muzzle, and then we got the breech block, the breech seal, and then the breech. The breech is where the pellet goes in. The muzzle is where it comes out. And a lot of rifles are choked, meaning at the very, I'm going to close this barrel. I got this to decock. So a lot of barrels are choked on the end, meaning that at the very end it gets tight and the pellet gets sized as it's going out the barrel. These brake barrel air rifles are also rifled. They have rifling on the inside of them. I'll try to hold this really still. I don't know if we'll be able to pick this up. I think a little bit. I think we can pick this up just a little bit. So that rifling puts a spin on your pellet. It's the same thing with a powder burner rifle. There'll be a rifling in there and it will help spin it. What it helps do, it helps stabilize the pellet or bullet, whatever you're shooting, or slug, because it puts a spin on it, just like a football. When a football player throws a football in a football game, that football spins through the air, and hopefully it goes further and more accurate at its target. It definitely helps cut wind, and it should help with accuracy. So then we have on this rifle, we got the stock, the forestock here. We got the butt stock down on this end. We got the pistol grip right here. We got a safety right up here in the front. The trigger, of course, on this. We got 2 stock screws on both sides. We got 1 stock screw down here in the back that holds the whole unit together. We got the butt pad. So that's the whole unit right there. But what exactly is happening on the inside here? So I got some parts taken apart right here of a Walther Talon Magnum. Now this was a pre-cruiser of the Hatsan 125. Hatsan made this rifle for Walther. So we got the barrel here, the muzzle, the barrel, the breech block, the breech. There would be shims that would fit in here, and it would sit in the end of the rifle like this. So when you went to cock it, this would be here, like so. So you're going to cock it now, and it's going to push that piston back. So the piston got back. I'm going to remove the barrel here. I'm going to remove this barrel so I can work with this a little bit better. So inside of this, the trigger housing is removed, of course. So inside of this is a spring guide, and this literally helps hold the spring in place. It helps to keep it from kinking and stuff. So after that, lost the part of the spring guide, I have the piston, and now I'm going to have to get that out. I'm going to set the spring down here. This is about as redneck as you can get. I've lived in town all of my life. I've done some farm work, but I think I'm probably about as redneck as you can get. Some people from other countries might not know exactly the terminology of redneck. Redneck is somebody who makes things work with whatever they got. That's me. I make things work. So we got a piston that's inside the piston tube, the compression tube right here. And right there, the lighting is perfect because you can see the transfer port hole on the very end. So this goes in here. Like I said, there's the piston seal. This is off a Hatson 125 piston seal. So this goes in here like so. And this one also has a top hat, which goes right there. Top hat also helps keep the spring from bending, but so does the piston. So does the piston. So that's up inside the piston. It can't really move anywhere. This also helps with power because it's heavy. Sort of like the idea of a lineman when you're playing football. A 345-pound or 350-pound linebacker should be able to hit much harder than a 200-pound linebacker. So that's the same idea. You got all that lead up there, and then when you squeeze the trigger, the spring unleashes. It's all bunched up at first. It's all compressed, and then it slams forward. It compresses the air into a very quick explosion. It pushes air through that transfer port hole, and then it pushes it straight through the barrel. So it's locked up just like this. So it would be locked up just like that. This is really cheesy. And it pushes the pellet out. So that's really the basics of a spring piston rifle. In America here, everybody is power hungry. The advertisers are always pushing, this rifle will fire 1,000 feet per second. The next one is 1,100, and then 1,200, and then 1,300, and it just seems to never stop. The manufacturer is pushing all this stuff because it gets us all excited. They're like, oh wow, this is like a 22 rifle. This is like a 22 rimfire. But no, it's not like a 22 rimfire. It's more like a spring piston rifle that is oversprung. It has too much recoil. Not that a rifle with a lot of recoil can't be accurate, because they can be accurate. So this rifle here, I have been thinking about detuning this. This is like a 14 to 15 foot-pound 177 caliber spring piston rifle. It jars me pretty good. I still can get really good accuracy out of this rifle, even with the jarring, but shooting it with a little less jarring is much more pleasant, maybe a little more accurate, and it's still going to do the same amount of damage on small game. You do not need tons of foot-pounds of energy to kill rabbits and squirrels or any pest. All you need is really basically 4 or 5 foot-pounds of energy on target. That doesn't mean that it's going to be that low coming out of your barrel, but it could be. I've taken some critters with really low foot-pounds of energy, all the way down to 6 foot-pounds of energy. I've taken squirrels and bunnies. So this is going to be the first part in my break barrel air rifle boot camp, because I know this is going to turn into a long video, and I don't want it to be a long video. I just want to go through the basics and inform you, help you. And with this series, I'm hoping to help you find what you're looking for. When you have problems with your rifle, when you lose accuracy, what to look for, how to fix it, what manufacturers or air rifles, companies that have a good reputation, how to look for air rifle looking through air rifle reviews, what to look for. These are the things that I plan on looking for we're not looking for, but sharing to you for you to look for your spring piston rifle. These are also a great trainer for youth. Break barrel air rifles are awesome for teaching young shooters how to shoot. Unfortunately, many of them need to be shortened up in the buttstock. So if you get a cheap Chinese one like this, because that's all you can afford, you might want to cut off several inches of your buttstock for your kids. But I'm going to stop right there because I know that this video is long enough already. But we're going to go into it. We're going to go into it deep, and hopefully you're going to get something out of it. Hopefully it's going to be informative and you're going to like it, and like it a lot. If you have not liked my channel, I'd highly appreciate a like and a subscribe. I'd really highly appreciate a subscribe. God bless everyone, and you have a great day.